something happened yesterday with the Browns that you have a perspective on that none of us are able to actually accurately weigh in on, and that is what upgraded facilities do in terms of player happiness, player willingness to sign there, etc. And the Browns gave a tour to the media yesterday showing off some of the facility upgrades they have made. And I'll show you a couple pictures and videos. This first one comes from Mary Kay, which is a new 25-yard video board classroom situation where they could actually line up on the turf field and kind of see things as it's happening in real time to get the correct spacing and placement on certain situations. That's one of the many upgrades. They upgraded the weight room as well. Let's see if this is going to work. Will Social News Desk work as I change it? Yes, Steve, take it back. Let's go. Our guy Sean Dunnigan tweeted out a couple of these new weight room upgrades, some squat racks. They overlook the practice field, brand new weights, et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, how would we even know that those are upgrades by those pictures? You know, I mean, like, they're just weights.
They look new.
Okay.
But Tyvis, you had mentioned before that the Browns practice facility and their weight room and other accompanying facilities were just not up to par in terms of the rest of the NFL. The Browns clearly invested and made a intentional decision to upgrade those this offseason. What does that do from a player's standpoint in terms of knowing that the team has put the necessary money into getting the proper equipment, training rooms, video boards, whatever it may be?
And are you impressed with what you've seen?
Yeah, I am. The most impressive thing was the video board thing. I got to use one of those when I was in Houston for my little cup of tea. It actually works well because they call a play and then they put the formation that the offense is running, and you got to like line up and you like get to react to a receiver actually like running at you through a screen.
Cool.
So yeah, it is. And the thing is, everybody learns differently, and that's the thing that people don't realize. That when you just sit in that meeting room and just watch film, it gets so long, it gets boring and it gets long. People start falling asleep and stuff like that, and you start daydreaming and stuff like that. This is a way to keep people engaged, you know, to like, all right, we're not doing our meeting in our meeting room today. Meet me in the video room. We're gonna walk over it like that. Like, that's where players is engaged. People care about those things. It's like, all right, I can see it, I can interact with it and stuff. It's open communication, which I think is very key on defense. Now you got corners and safeties talking. All right, it's 2x2 on this side. What you got? What you looking at on this? All right, hey, watch out for this. They about to, this formation alerts this. Hey, get ready for this over route coming over there. Let the other corner know. Come up with hand signals and stuff like that. That way, when you get in the game, it's second nature, you know? And instead of just talking about it in the meeting room, now you stealing an extra rep. They say the best reps is game reps. Instead of those mental reps all the time, you physically got your body doing something. That's another way to steal another rep for the game, to be ready for the game. So I really am impressed with that. As far as the weight room goes, I mean, it's bigger, it's better. It just entices you to make you want to go in there more.
What was the biggest problem with the Browns weight room?
It was small.
So that is just that.
It was small. It was literally like probably from this wall to that one. It was not. It was not that big. It just was not that big. It was like more like length like this, but like the width of it wasn't wide.
Oh yeah, I think I've been in there.
Yeah,
it was right off the outside.
As soon as you go through the door, you're on the indoor facility. It wasn't.
Is it in that same location, and did they expand it, or is it in a new location?
I don't.
Do you know that, Mike?
It's up now.
Oh, it's up.
It's upstairs.
Yeah.
Were you there for this?
No,
tour?
I missed the tour.
Oh,
I was not there. I came for the interviews.
But it is up.
I'm almost positive the weight room is up now because it overlooks the field.
Okay.
The practice field.
No, well then then I would be up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always a ton of construction. Every time I went in there. The last time I was in there was last OTAs. No. Training camp last year. I was I was on the indoor and I seen them doing all this construction, but I never.
Well, you know Jimmy, you know he's he don't want people saying he's got a crappy facility.
No. Then what was their NFLPA grade? Wasn't it like a?
It was not good. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you, all they got to do is fix the game day food. That
Browns have the worst game day food.
That's what I hear.
Jason,
as far as like press food,
what do you got?
It's not great. It's not the worst.
Listen, I eat it fine, but I'm just telling you.
Who's the worst?
I haven't been to all of them.
Yeah, I don't
But
travel.
of the ones you've been to,
I don't travel, so you can't ask me.
Cincinnati, I don't love.
What do you get? Chili?
You do at halftime. You get that crap. That
I've actually never had it.
Skyline chili?
Yeah.
I'm
me
not
either.
I like chili, but
I've never had Skyline chili either,
not
but I
my
like
favorite.
chili
there's
too.
a lot of
I like chili.
There's a lot
Not
of mixed
bad.
opinions on Skyline chili.
I know. That's what scares
Actually,
me about it.
Cincinnati's
polarizing.
pregame isn't bad. Cincinnati's pregame isn't bad.
Yeah.
The food?
Yeah, I don't know. Like there are some places that do some spreads. Minnesota does a spread.
Must be
Baltimore
nice.
used to do crab cakes at halftime. They don't anymore. At least they didn't last year. I was
cheap.
very upset about that.
Yeah.
Browns brought in an omelet station that was big last year.
They did
Okay.
do that.
Although I have to show them how to. They don't cook
make
the
it
omelet.
right?
They don't make it right. They don't make it right.
You got to show them.
I got to show them.
Like, you know what? Let me get that.
You.
Just back up right quick.
Yeah.
Let me do
You
my
have
own
to flip
outlet.
it. You have to flip it.
They
Did
don't
you try
flip
to
it.
do that? Did you try to show them?
I
was
joked
that
with.
inappropriate?
I joked with one. That
But
like,
you really meant it. When you
I
were
meant
joking.
it. Yeah, but you got to flip. It's
I
in,
never,
it's in the
I
wrist.
never got the
All
omelet
in the
last
wrist.
It's in the wrist.
It's all in the wrist.
But I mean, where were we going with that? Before
I have
you
no idea.
derailed
On
it
the
with
facilities
food?
tied.
Oh.
Does it really make a difference? But when a player's looking to sign with a certain team,
Yes.
like was that legitimately a turnoff for the Browns? And could this be a reason a player who may not have previously considered Cleveland would actually consider the Browns in the future?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because think about it. A lot of your time is going to be spent at this facility, you know, so you want to be somewhere that's comfortable, somewhere that's intriguing, you know, that you actually is excited about. And if you go see what the Browns facility once looked like, it's like, I'm about to spend 8 hours here every day. And it's like, ugh. But now you got other things that I can get better at. There's other ways that's helping me get better on Sundays there that's helping me. So, yeah, I'm more inclined to go there. And it looks really nice. And it's something to be excited about. So, yeah, it does help with free agency. It does entice free agents to want to go there.
And one of the coaches yesterday, I can't remember if it was Kevin. I can't remember. We talked to all the coordinators yesterday. One of them did mention that, like, guys don't necessarily take notes anymore. Like, when we were in school, at least you and me, you took notes. You sat there and you took notes. And you're right. Guys now aren't really taking notes. They're falling asleep in film
That
meetings.
film get
Plus,
long. That film get long, man.
I know it seems like we have, you know, kids have a million allergies and they have ADHD and ADD. There's a million different things. And sometimes people roll their eyes at it, but that's stupid. These things are real.
Oh, it's real.
And I know my son has ADHD. He also has a visual processing issue. And all this stuff sounds crazy and it's confusing. But there are some people that, like, they understand it. It's hard to put on paper, or there's a lot of different issues. And the fact that we know about these things, there's different ways you got to teach different people.
I have ADD, and if you tell me something, forget it.
Yeah.
You are wasting your time. I am not an
my
audio.
wife and my son. I like, you know, meanwhile, you could tell me something, we got to do this, you know, in 3 days, and I'll remember that. But I
got
don't
no
remember
chance.
any experiences that I had as a
See,
kid.
I'm a doer. I have to do it. If I do it, that's how I learn it. Whether it's write it out, like I was a big flashcard memorize. I have to do flashcards. I have to write it out and see it. I'm very visual
See, I was
doing.
I was
hearing.
all of those. I could do anyway.
Yeah.
Like that's
Well, that's good.
That was the
That's-
best
and that's
thing.
good for you.
Like if a coach came up to me and said, "Hey, on 2x2, we doing this for the rest of the game." All right, cool. I don't need you to draw it up. I'm good. Or if you drew it up, all right, we good. Like, but it's people that can't handle it. Like it's people that certain game plans that was like, well, we can't call that. We can't run that because he's not gonna get it.
Right.
Like, so it's real. That's why I say. It's so you got to come up with so many different ways that these players can learn it because everybody's not the same. Some people are visual. Some people you could just go to the meeting room and just say it to them and they got it. Some people got to go on the field and walk through it to actually get it.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was good either way.
All right.
Well, look at you.
Very fancy schman. When you are writing a column,
Yeah.
do you write rough drafts first?
No.
Like you just
write.
You just riff.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Even when I wrote the book,
Yeah.
I just wrote. Like
I would think with ADD you would need to like pre-plan.
It makes it worse. For me, it makes it worse. Like everyone said, when you're writing a book, you have to do an outline. I tried to do an outline. I'm like, screw this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to write.
Let's just get to it.
Just
Let's
get it
do
out. Just get it out.
Yeah, I like that.